Hello and welcome to Thoughts in the Green Room with your host, Jeff Mays. This week's topic, what if? As an actor in rehearsal, we often play a game, or I've often played a game called the what if. And from my perspective, the game is generated from the idea that an actor or actors, when they get together to do a scene, they often do the reading of it and then present it in a very flat emotional context. Oh, wow, this is a scene about how I'm mad at you, so I'm going to say everything from an angry perspective. Or, wow, this is a scene about how you and I are best friends, so everything I'm going to do is be about joy of best friends. It leads for flat storytelling. It leads for, truthfully, a boring interpretation and an alienation of the audience. So I learned very early in my career the what if game. You take that scene about how you're angry at somebody, and what if that person was your best friend? How would you respond? What if you were in love with that person? What if you had to murder that person? What if, what if, what if? And through this exercise, what it does is it allows the influence of a different set of emotions with each what if, so that when you solidify the presentation, once rehearsal is done, you can draw on the different emotional tacks that we take in those what if exercises to create a full, well-rounded person. Now, this all comes from the reality that when we want to get something from somebody, when we converse with somebody, we are always in the action or the act of trying to achieve our goal. I want to tell you about my weekend. Maybe you're not listening because your weekend feels more important to you and you're telling me about yours. So I will whine about, well, you got to hear my story. Or maybe I'll throw a tantrum and come on, you got to listen to me. You got to hear what I'm saying. Or maybe I'll just lose my cool entirely and yell at you. Or maybe I'll plead, please, please, please listen. Listen to what I got to say. You're getting the idea. These things people do innately to try and get their points across, to try and express themselves. They come at things from a different approach. They're never monotone. And the what if game allows actors to create characters that are no longer monotone. It's a great exercise. Recently, I've been thinking about the what if, and I realized that it has an application to human growth. And I think in that respect, it becomes a universal tool that is adaptive to everybody. In talking to people around me, I often hear things about, oh, I was out at this thing, but because they said that, I know I couldn't do that. So I stopped. Doesn't matter what that was. The point is that person stopped because they've already said they wouldn't. And my question each time I hear that is, what if you did? What if you said yes to that car ride with the new friend? Or what if you said yes to going on the roller coaster when you said you don't like roller coasters? What if you actually went a different route? Now, the first thing is, do you really have to go the different route in tangible form? Do you actually have to get on the roller coaster? I believe the answer is no. The second question is, what if you can't tangibly do it? If you explore it emotionally, mentally, and then share that exploration, it becomes a discussion so that you can explore in your mind and potentially grow and open new doors for yourself. It's a challenging concept, especially if it's something that is hardwired into you because it was taught to you from your family or your friends, or something that you feel is innate. A great example of this, I never do drugs. But what if I did? Now, I don't ever want to have to do drugs and experience that on a personal level, but what if I allowed myself to think about it and explore the potential possibilities based on what I know about drugs through reading, movie, media, experiences of friends, and surmise or hypothesize what would happen to me? What discussions does that lead to? What interactions does that lead to? What growth does that lead to? I realized in discussing this with a friend that it leads to one key point. That when it is discussed and when it is looked at from that perspective, when your friend says, hey, do you want to try this drug with me, as an example, you will assess in the moment and be truthful to your experience rather than slamming the door of conformity or slamming the door of predetermined outcome because that is what you think you believe. It is a way to challenge yourself daily and assess truthfully in the moment. And from that, there's always growth and new experience. And of course, with that all said, it leads me now, folks, to the challenge of the week. Take a look at a what if every single day. Listen carefully to the world around you, and when things come in your lap that you put up walls against, what if them? And see how that changes you, or affects you, or makes things different in any way. Those are your thoughts from the green room. I'm your host, Jeff Mays. I'm off on vacation for a little while, so I'll see you in about a month. Take care.